and the Swepnik people's territory, and thanks to the elder chief nation allowing us to do the business. The adoption of the agenda is on the table with one addition that my report reference to the Wilbur Sanders, please.
So
That
moved,
would
Your
be the
Worship.
last item. Moved by Councillor Nelson, second by Councillor Bain. All in favor? My understanding, Councillor Flashpoller and Councillor Delaney is to the Zoom. So in case I miss it, please, Councillor Delaney and Councillor Flashpoller, please call upon me. Sometime I may not be able to see your hands up, okay? Yeah, minute of the regular council meeting, April 15th and April 22nd and 29th.
So moved, Your Worship.
Councillor Nelson and Councillor Lyon, all in favor? Carried unanimously. Item number 1 for the delegation, some reason has been put to the further dates, rather than going into detail. They'll be coming back and we'll deal when they come. And item number 2, Social Planning Council of Williams Lake and area progress and impact of the tribe strategy. And I got a Brady, please, I just a whole bunch of people. You can introduce your friends who are here, but you're the only speaker. Please. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to provide a quick update on what the Social Planning Council has been up to this past year and where we're headed to next. So my name is Bree Odd, and I'm the Executive Director for the Social Planning Council. First off, I'd really like to thank all of you for your continued collaboration and support over the years. I'd also like to acknowledge the board members and partners that are here to support tonight. I really do appreciate you being here. You should have a copy of the SPC Impact Report. It includes both the full and abridged versions of the Thrive Poverty Strategy Reduction, as well as a report from the Caribou Chilcotin Partners for Literacy. And this is just for you to kind of have a look at and have some background information and some context. So please feel free to ask a question at any time. I'm more than happy to answer. This year marks...
Just sorry to disturb you. My request to council members, hold your horses. Let the presenter present like always. Then that way your clock is clicking. I don't want your time taken by any council member, please.
Thank you for that, Your Worship. This year marks Social Planning Council's 30th anniversary. So since 1995, we've steadily built local solutions rooted in collaboration, from early advocacy to launching the Thrive strategy to supporting direct action and Revive Thrive. Our focus has always been the same: connect the dots, strengthen community capacity, and support people in moving from surviving to thriving. Currently, this work includes the Communities Ending Poverty, or CEP, Leadership Table, established in 2024, a collaborative group of community leaders guiding the Revive Thrive initiative. We're also proud to partner with the Tamarack Institute, a national organization that supports communities in tackling complex issues like poverty through collaboration and sharing learnings. Williams Lake is one of just 10 communities in Western Canada working with Tamarack to lead Canada's poverty reduction strategy, aiming to reduce poverty by 5% over 5 years. So key impacts, you'll see in the report, programs like the Rent Bank, Food Hub, Senior Support, and Literacy Tutoring have supported over 1,400 individuals since 2021. This work reaches across housing, food security, financial stability, mental health, and lifelong learning. It's not about one pillar, it's about supporting each pillar for a stronger, more connected community. Rather than explaining everything, I'd like to quickly share a short clip that captures how SPC, or Social Planning Council, and our community are working together, breaking down barriers, building champions, and moving the Thrive vision forward. You may even notice a few familiar faces. Some members of council make a brief appearance in the video snippet, and we appreciate that. So if I could just get you, thank you. Kids.
No one organization or individual can do this poverty reduction work alone. So the Social Planning Council is resourcing a network of community champions to support our Thrive strategy. Now we're in a position where we can take action to challenge those barriers that the people are experiencing. We're asking organizations, businesses, governance, and individuals to stand with us as champions in breaking the barriers of poverty.
I am a champion.
We are champions. I am a champion.
I am a champion.
We are champions. We are champions.
We are champions.
For breaking down the barriers of poverty.
So this work reminds us that change isn't just about programs, it's about connection. We're not the ones delivering every program, we're the ones helping people come together to make those programs possible. So if you take a look at page 3 of the impact report, for examples like the Central Caribou Food Hub, funded by United Way BC, it helped distribute over 970 hampers and provided funding to 5 local food organizations, reaching 533 new individuals. Or through the Senior Support Program, supported by you, more than 700 adults have received personalized help with housing, income, and health navigation, including nearly 1,000 office visits and over 150 referrals. When people are nourished and supported, everything else becomes just a little easier. So looking ahead, we'll continue to build Revive Thrive, bringing pop-up service events, education, and awareness directly into community spaces to reduce barriers and connect people with support. We see strong alignment between this work and the leadership you've all shown here, including recent actions around public safety, homelessness, and mental health. As you continue to update the official community plan and zoning bylaws, we'll be looking for ways to ensure the Social Planning Council efforts support those long-term goals, especially around coordination and collaborative responses. The city's involvement has already helped make projects like the Senior Support Program, Just-in-Time Tutoring, and the Poverty Awareness Video possible, often through joint UBCM submissions and shared planning. The Thrive strategy was referenced during a recent official community plan discussion, and we appreciate the city's openness, your openness, to working alongside local service organizations as part of your community safety and well-being efforts. It's truly appreciated. That kind of recognition tells us this work isn't sitting on the sidelines. It's part of the bigger picture. And we'd love to continue growing that partnership with all of you. As mentioned earlier, we're proud to be celebrating 30 years of community leadership this fall at our combined AGM and community forum, and we hope to see you there. We're grateful for your support and for support from the Cariboo Regional District, the PG Prosperity Fund, UBCM, and all of our local and provincial partners. Collaboration makes this work possible. Thank you again for being an important part of this work. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you.
Like the old, thank you very much, first of all, for the presentation. I'm a little bit exhausted, so bear with me. I just came from Penticton, a long drive.
It's a long drive.
Yeah, non-stop, and got late. Anyway, when is the AGM?
Sorry?
When is your AGM coming?
It is November 26th. Don't quote me on that, but November 26th, I believe, is the date. It's a Monday from 24th, I'm sorry. So the AGM is 11:30 to 12, and then we have our community meeting after that. But for this AGM, we're going to include a community forum.
Hopefully, we will have the invitation to council.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much. Any question from the council member, please? Thank you for your presentation. Please.
Thank you,
Your Worship,
Worship.
I had my hand up.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, I've been on Social Planning Council before. I think it does an amazing group of people, that does an amazing group of work. And always, I mean, I think we all know what people need. It's just really hard to find out how to figure out. We all know you start with food and shelter, and it's a never-ending list of what we could try to do. But I really do appreciate all the work that goes in through social planning and Thrive. I just want to say, appreciate all the work. It was a great report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bain.
Council Flashfuller, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just also want to extend my thank you to your organization and everything that you guys do for our community. I think the most important piece is what you guys are trying to accomplish is such positive work, and it's proactive work. And I think that is the thing that, is the most beneficial within a community, because you're now setting the stage and not, having to react to things, but you guys are trying to reduce and better things by being ahead of the game. And I just think it's so important, and it's far reaching in the community. This is stuff behind the lines that not everybody sees and is identifying with, right? People see the negative impacts sometimes, but what you guys are doing are looking at trying to assist those people so that they're in a better place, and you're assisting our community. So I just wanted to thank you for everything that you guys have done for the 30 years, and it's nothing but benefit for Williams Lake and for our community. So thank you so much for the presentation.
Oh, thank you so much.
Council Moses.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, I agree with Councillor Flaspohler in thanking the Social Planning Council and all the many arms of it for the great work that you've been doing for many years now. I have a few comments. You mentioned that the plan for, I think, nationally is to reduce poverty by 5% over 5 years. That this would reduce the amount of unhoused people that we have in our community. This would reduce the amount of open drug use that we've been seeing in our community as well. During our recent emergency meeting, we actually passed a motion for council to be more involved and more supportive of the Social Planning Council, and specifically the communities ending poverty portion of the SPC. I think that over the last handful of years, I've seen a really disturbing trend to me that the funding that the city helps provide the Social Planning Council, which I'm so thankful that we do this, has been getting smaller each year. And so I think that there's more that we could potentially do to help as a municipality to help organizations such as yours. As Councillor Nelson has pointed out before, that the nonprofit organizations that do this work, they do so much. They do so much with so little, and it's such a boon to our community to make sure that this continues. I would like to make a motion once everyone's done talking,
Please.
if I could.
Thank you.
Your Worship. Thank you.
Anybody else? Councillor Nelson.
Thank you very much for the work that your organization does. It's often overlooked, the tasks and the amenity that you guys do behind the scenes, but it is very much appreciated. And it makes it much more aware in terms of the difficulties for people that live on the poverty side. So I'm very reflective of the hard work and the message that you continuously bring, which is a positive one and a positive change, and I very much support that. I just truly think that the work that goes on behind the scenes isn't often enough, as my colleague pointed out, recognized, so I do appreciate it, and I'm a huge advocate and a huge fan. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, like you said, Councillor Lyon, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I echo all of my colleagues' sentiments, but I was wondering, I only recently found out that the high school has a social justice class, which I wasn't previously aware of until they invited us as the accessibility committee to come out and speak. And I feel like reaching out to them maybe, like, one of the things they asked us is, what can we do? And when they find out that there's something like a social planning, thank you. Yeah, just complete and utter. That would be really beneficial for just the students to know that there's something that they could also look at or volunteer for, or just keep their ears open about.
I think that's a great opportunity for building more connection, right? So thank you for that, Councillor Lyons.
Well, like I said, always, any volunteer group is better than no group. I've said it, I've been saying this all along. Any community is known by their volunteers, and an organization is known by their workers. The dollar, we give it to you, community give it to you, from wherever you get it, it can be stretched far, far away with all the work you people do. I salute your dedication and the organization. We are outnumbered here by your organization. Look at the people you brought and look at the council member here. So that speaks the volume of work you are willing to do and willing to carry forward. There's a recommendation of forward. Good luck, thanks anyway.
Yeah.
And you can call upon on the council. Mr. Maraca, please.
Did Councilor Moses?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm going there. There's a motion to receive and note and file, but Councilor Moses requested. I know he's on your board and he had the wishes and best wishes from the council beside him. Please.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just want to point out that I attend the meetings. I'm not a member of the board.
Oh, you were
Just-
appointed from the council.
Yeah, I'm an appointment to the community
Yes,
committees,
yeah.
which I'll include in my motion.
Please.
here. Thank you, Your Worship. It's going to be three parts I would like to add as an amendment onto our recommendation. It's whereas our council has been making efforts to assist with the unhoused population within our city, I'd like to move that we include the communities ending poverty in our council community appointments, along with the social planning council appointment. So just a little addition. 2, that the city council take part as volunteers in the pop-up events that the Social Planning Council has planned. And 3, that we start planning ahead to budget financial assistance to the Communities Ending Poverty branch of Social Planning Council during the next round of grants and fee-for-service.
If I can correct you, not that I'm
Please.
trying to rectify, but correction to your second part should be, council should be encouraged to attend their annual general meeting, because sometimes people at work, sometimes they had another commitment. Like I just came from Penticton, it's a hard and alternative. Mayor has to attend, so word should be encouraged. Are you okay with that word?
Yes, thank you, Your
I'll
Worship.
second all 3 recommendations,
Thank
Your
you.
Worship. Thank you, Councilor
And there was
Moses.
a motion to receive and the presentation from that. Do you people want me and the staff to read it, or are you okay? Do you want to read, sir? The first part of the motion?
Sorry, the first part is just moving receipt. So
Okay,
that falls.
so moving receipt and plus 3-part motion, and second part is conceived and be encouraged to attend your meeting, okay?
Thank you so much, Councillor Moses, and thank you so much, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you. And moved and seconded. Any comment, question, concern? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried, opposed if any? Carried unanimously. Thank you, appreciate it, good luck.
Thank you. Have a great night.
And you are more than willing to sit and join the rest of the meeting. G1A, please.
Recommendation that the accounts payable, computer check, and EFT listings dated April 16th, 24th, and May 1st, 2025 be received for information.
So moved.
Moved and second, Council Nelson, Council Bain. Any question? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Local Government Awareness Week.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Deputy Corporate Officer dated April 23rd, 2025, Council proclaim the week of May 11th to 17th, 2025 as Local Government Awareness Week and May 14th, 2025 as Asset Management Awareness Day in the City of Williams Lake pursuant to city policy.
So moved.
Moved and second, Councillor Nelson, Councillor Lyon. Question, concern? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried. Item number C, please.
Recommendation that pursuant to the report of the planner dated April 10th, 2025, Council approved development variance permit number 1, 2025 for Jocelyn and John Moon, requesting to vary section 302.3 of the City of Williams Lake zoning bylaw number 1825, 2002, to decrease the minimum building setback for accessory buildings and structures along the exterior lot line from 3 meters to 1.5 meters on the subject property only, located at 509 9th Avenue North.
Is there anybody from the committee wanted to speak for or against? Second time call. Anybody wanted to speak against or for? Hearing nobody, third time. Just for council's information, the proponent is in the gallery. If we need any question, we'll bring them over. Otherwise, there's no need. I think staff is here to answer any question. I just want to let everybody know when I was reading this report, Sunday sitting in my room in Penticton, and it would be very well close to what we want to do, the smart, fire smart awareness, and will be respected and done there. And there's no precedent setting in case, hopefully everybody read the report. Councillor Nelson, you raise your hand, please.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the proponent for bringing this forward. I'll be moving the recommendation in support of moving forward with this item. I'll move the recommendation.
Moved and seconded. Any question, concern? Hearing none. All in favor? Thank you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you for your investment.
Yeah, keep spending money in Williams Lake. Okay, moving along. Financial plan amendment bylaw.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Chief Financial Officer dated April 24th, 2025, Council give first 3 readings to the City of Williams Lake Financial Plan Amendment Bylaw number 2426, 2025.
I'll move the recommendation, Your Worship.
Moved and moved and seconded. Any question, concern? This is all because the budget was done, bylaw was done. I signed it because council approved $100,000 on the emergency council meeting to adjust that all, as long as everybody knows. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Poll of council for the mayor traveling.
Recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Manager of Administrative Services dated April 23rd, 2025, poll of council conducted on April 30th, 2025, requesting approval of council compensation and other associated expenses for Mayor Rather to attend the BC Modular Housing Summit in Penticton, BC from May 4th to 6th, 2025 be ratified.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, council member. I was there on Sunday and I reached there about 5:45, I think, and we met at 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock. And then yesterday we met at 10 o'clock because some people was flying in, and till 4 o'clock, 4:30. And this morning we started at 7 o'clock. And the meeting will start happening before the breakfast. Then during the breakfast, there's people from Ottawa, from Alberta, all over the place, and Victoria, you name it. There was over 267 delegates, and it was well received, well attended. I got information, some stuff for Mr. Maraca, which I'll pass to him tomorrow, and for the building department or development department. That's my little update on that. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Carried unanimously. BC Transit 2026 Annual Operating Agreement.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Director of Municipal Services dated April 28th, 2025, Council approve the 2025-2026 Annual Operating Agreement with BC Transit, and that the Mayor and Corporate Officer be authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the City.
So moved.
Moved in second, Councillor Nelson, Councillor Lyon. My understanding reading the report, that there's no Sunday service, not much change. Certain area, we have increased the ridership. Another area, you have decreased the operation cost. Thank you. Everything works good, but what happened? No Sunday
Again,
service?
they had outstanding hours asked for. I think it was over 200,000 this past year. So again, we got bumped for the Sunday service. We will try again for next year.
Okay.
Yeah, and they had some decreases due to the fuel going down and some maintenance costs going down on the buses. So that's why you see the decreases this year.
Excellent. That's good. That's good. So would you need another motion from council end of the year, or last year motion would stand? Another motion? Okay. My question answered. Anybody else had any question answered? Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, all in favor? Carried. Moving along, National Public Works Week proclamation.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Municipal Services Coordinator dated April 3rd, 2025, and the request of the Municipal Services Department, the week of May 18th to 24th, 2025, be proclaimed as National Public Works Week in the City of Williams Lake, pursuant to city policy.
Councillor Lyon, Councillor Bain, any question, concern? Hearing none, all in favor? Thank you. Moving along, outdoor space rental.
The recommendation that pursuant to the report of the Director of Municipal Services dated April 25th, 2025, Council approve entering into a temporary lease agreement with Ledcor for outdoor space rental at 351 Hodgson Road for a period of 6 months, May to October, for the monthly rent of $1,500, and further that the mayor and corporate officer be authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the city.
So moved.
Councillor Nelson, who seconded, please? Councillor Lyon. The report is provided, it's very clear, it's $1,500. And the staff have spent $13,500 looking after the whole. It's pretty clear. Any other question? Hearing none, all in favor? Oppose if any? Carried. Okay. Proclamation, National Accessibility Week.
The committee recommendation that pursuant to the Accessibility Advisory Committee Report number 1, 2025, dated April 17th, 2025, Council proclaim the week of May 25th to 31st, 2025 as National Accessibility Week in the City of Williams Lake pursuant to city policy.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, Councillor Nelson and Councillor Lyon. Any comment, concern? Hearing none, all in favor? Oppose if any? Carried. And moving along. Oh, item number B, which one is B? FB? No, 90 to 93 for the capital project. Can I request the council we wait until we go through E3 item, then we can come back to, please? Okay, moving along, item committee of the whole, number 1, please. Download cost.
Committee recommendation that pursuant to the Committee of the Whole Council Report number 12, 2025, and the report of the Manager of Administrative Services dated April 14th, 2025, outlining a summary of the first quarter 2025 estimated costs downloaded by senior levels of government, and staff be directed to invoice the appropriate government departments for services provided to the city, and further this information be shared with the local Member of Parliament, Member of Legislative Assembly, the North Central Local Government Association, Union of BC Municipalities, and mayors across BC.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, Councillor Nelson.
Thank you very much, Your Worship, and I'll use my colleague, Councillor Delaney's language on this one, and that is that we continue to get pounded with significant downloads from both levels of government, provincial and federal, and really what we're doing here is like a lot of other municipalities right now, starting to tally up the actual costs. We anticipate outside our normal services that we provide in terms of ranges across the board that we're anticipating close to anywhere between $400,000 to $500,000 in additional costs outside the normal scope that we do. We intend on basically keeping accurate, detailed cost of these downloaded costs, and we intend on sending the province or the federal government, the various ministries, the bill. These costs are starting to be extraordinarily steep. And by us, like a lot of other communities, Kamloops is probably one of the best in keeping track, are putting pressure on the provincial governments that when they make policies or they don't subscribe to helping communities with costs when they implement certain policies, those are downloaded costs that we have to pick up. So what we're doing basically is keeping much more accurate track and going to be sending the bills out to the appropriate ministries, getting their attention. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Anybody else? Councillor Lyon, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, reading through that report was shocking at best. And as I kept reading, I kept thinking, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, didn't think of that. Didn't think of that. And man, does that add up very quickly. And it's very disturbing when you see what the burden falling on our taxpayers of all these additional costs. And the report just kept going. So it's not pleasant.
Well, there's only one taxpayer, as we all know, doesn't matter you pay to federal or provincial or municipal, but we are the culprit in this case. Citizen of the William Lake are thinking we are charging them more taxes because the services should be provided by the senior level of government they're downloading. And yesterday or since Sunday evening, I talked to 6 mayors, that's all the mayors was available. Everybody is on board. I informed them, and wherever I go, since last Tuesday, I'm letting every mayor know this is with the intention of our councillor, this is what we're trying to do. Not only that, last week, when we had the special council meeting, we added another $100,000. Yes, it's going to go in the second quarter, but these are the kind of costs the senior level government is downloading to us. Where's the money going to come? How can we provide the services? I mean, on the weekend, doesn't matter you go on social media, right or wrong, people are jumping on the city council. How can we do it? How are we going to meet these needs if we do not get this support? I wanted to give thanks to the provincial and federal government. Yes, they have helped us whenever we asked where the capital or big project was. But this is not acceptable. The little nits and bits in here and there, 8,000 there, 10,000 there, 20,000 there, those costs are adding up. By the way, for council's record, the media's record, for community's record, these reported costs in the report are not calculated staff time when they are making these reports, the time they are spending on it. That is extra. These are the direct costs city has borne doing those services, providing those services. Thank you very much. All in favor? Oppose, if any? Carried unanimously. Oppose unanimously. Item number 2.
Committee recommendation that pursuant to Committee of the Whole Council Report number 13, 2025, and the report of the Senior Bylaw Officer dated April 24th, 2025, Council endorsed 351 Hodgson Road and the RC Cotton Site, Bagshaw Road, as the 2 alternating locations for temporary overnight shelters, while considering the 8 additional locations for information and discussion, and further that Council approve the proposed temporary overnight shelter policy to guide associated cleanup, maintenance, and enforcement of temporary overnight shelters, and the policy locations be reviewed by Council within 9 months' time.
I need moved and seconded. Question, concern, comment, please. Councilor Moses.
Thank you, Your Worship. I have a question through to our CAO. I saw in the pros and cons sections for these locations that it was pretty regular for the cons to be no bathroom and no garbage disposal in the area. Are these things that we will be looking to place in the area? I'm thinking mostly for our bylaws officers so that they don't have as much of a daily mess, and to keep our community more sightly as well is an added bonus, of course. Thank you.
Your Worship, to Councillor Moses, when these sites were proposed, the proximity to washrooms and garbage facilities were a scoring that was why they're being recommended. So if you look at the area that we're talking about where the waterfront project is, you'll notice that there is a washroom at Scout Island across the bridge within a block away, right? So in that case, that would have scored a little bit higher than, say, I can give you an example, like somewhere where there wasn't a bathroom within a block. And even in the downtown core, where I know that the council got some complaints today about in the alleys and stuff like that, and saying people requested, well, they should put more porta potties around here. Well, people aren't walking a block. I don't know what to say, right? So they got scoring, and they were recommended because of their proximity, and that's why those locations were proposed, Councilor Moses.
Understood. Thank you.
Councilor Bain, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just want to speak to this motion, although I will support it because I think it supports our staff having power to deal with the problem. I just want to reiterate how much I think this is a crisis of government, a crisis of BC housing, not supplying. I will reiterate on how angry I get at BC Housing, not normalizing homelessness, building a shelter, which we're still waiting for. It was supposed to be May. Haven't heard yet about that one. I'm hoping it's soon. And then so that might help us a little bit. I still think we'll have more moving in, and it's not going to be enough. And I also feel like normalizing putting up these spots is just, to me, such a failing point of the housing market and things that are going on in government. And I can't reiterate enough about the mental health, like things like having places for people to go, whether it be for drug and alcohol or just mental health. I mean, a lot of people on streets have mental health and addiction issues, and a lot are schizophrenic. At least back when I was a healthcare, like a nurse, it was schizophrenics, and that's a lot of what you saw. So you see a lot of it, and I just think we're normalizing this instead of treating it. And so I really have supreme issue with government in general and how this is being dealt with. So I really feel you need to back to this Thrive and Social Planning Council. Like, if you don't give people food and housing, this is the kind of thing you're going to expect to see. Anyway, just my little rant of the night.
Thank you, Councilor. Oh, please, go ahead.
Thanks, Your Worship. Just further to Councilor Bain's comments, the latest dates we're hearing for the shelter are June to July.
Wait, it was May.
No, May. No, May. So June to July. And just to put in perspective, the two washrooms that we have placed, they're costing us $130 a day for the two of them. So that's $50,000 a year for two washrooms and porta potties. So to put in perspective, when we start talking about these porta potties, that's the number that we're talking about. And when council endorsed $100,000 to deal with some of these issues, it doesn't go very far when you're paying $50,000 of it for the two washrooms for the year.
I know. Can I just respond
Please,
to that?
please.
Sorry, Councillor Nelson. If I just want to respond to that, that makes it more sense to get those ones I was talking about in Smithers where they got that. That was 100 and something thousand. So that makes it more viable to get some more permanent ones that can be hosed out. And I mean, if how many years until that pays off? But I mean, it's one. But anyway.
I got Councilor Flashfuller and Councilor.
Your Worship, I'll just answer that one.
Oh, yeah, please.
So we did price those ones in Smithers, and those ones were up to $200 and something thousand American, and they are not as suitable for the winter. They're just a washroom that's easier to clean, but they are an option, but they aren't cheap.
I got Councilor Flashfuller, Councilor Nelson, then Councilor Line. Please, Councilor.
Thank you, Your Worship. I want to speak to this item just to kind of provide some clarity to the community. I also want to thank staff on all of their efforts in trying to find another designated area in line with our parks and public spaces bylaw, because we were finding challenges with Boitano Park. So that's why this is now on the table for us to have made a decision upon. So I want to thank staff for all their efforts on trying to find areas that may be less impacting to the community as a whole, because that's important to all of us. It's important to this council. It's important to businesses. It's important to users of our community. The thing to also consider, and I want the community to understand that this is done so that we are making sure we are legally fulfilling those requirements. And this is if the shelter is full and there's no spaces for people in the shelter. So that now if we see somebody sent up a shelter or something that's behind a business or in an alleyway or near the kids' camp, we can go, sorry, no, you can't set up here. Here's a designated area for you to go because the shelter is full. And that's the thing that is really important for community to understand. Myself, ultimately, I want everyone to have a roof over their heads, and I want them to be surrounded by supports to get them to a better place. So for me, shelter is number one. And it's why I worked and fought hard to see and support BC Housing and Canadian Mental Health on making sure that emergency shelter is still continued in this community. As much as we have no ideal places, because we know there's impacts, it is something that is needed now. It's not just our city, it's all cities. And we know that. To ignore it, we're losing if we ignore it. We need to stay ahead. I also want to state, I don't support encampments. I just feel they're unsafe. Unsafe for a community. They're unsafe for the people that are in them. And I think they get extremely challenging. So us designating these areas isn't necessarily saying, hey, we're going to set up some areas for tent encampments, because ultimately that, as part of the bylaw, that is not what we're doing. This is a place that the shelters are full. You can put your tent there, but you have to move it in the morning because we ideally want you in the shelter where you have support systems around you. I also just wanted to state that I feel it's really important if we designate these areas that we're informed. So I have a recommendation that I'd like to put out to the table to go over and above the receiving this information and supporting staff. I wanted to state a recommendation that staff provide a quarterly report on the use of these designated areas, along with updates of the community emergency shelters being at capacity. Because I really want it so that we know what the bylaw department is having to deal with. Are these areas becoming overrun? Are they getting a lot of pushback against the bylaw? Are they full because the shelters are full? Ideally, I want to know that, because if we're starting to see the shelters are getting full, I'm going to be banging on BC Housing's door and saying, we need more, just like Councillor Bain stated. And I want to be ahead of that, not behind it. So I would love to get an update on that information on the use of these designated spots from staff on a quarterly report, if I have some of my colleagues that will support that recommendation. Thank you.
I think what you're asking is you want to gather all the ammunition you can get it to fire when the time comes. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. It's ultimately just finding out. Like, I don't want the bylaw department and the municipality staff, our staff, to be having excessive challenges in these designated areas. And I want to know. These questions and these votes are constantly coming to us, so I want to be informed. Thank you.
I spoke to the CEO. He said should be no problem. They'll provide quarterly reports. So I don't know if we need them part of the motion or noted in.
Should be a second.
Oh, separate, okay, we'll go for it. Okay, okay, we'll go for a separate motion, but CEO said should be no problem. I got Councillor Nelson, then Councillor Lyon, please.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. Just for clarity, in the last 24 months, have the shelters ever been at full capacity?
I don't think so. Please.
Your Worship, to Councillor Nelson, not to my knowledge, not at capacity, no.
So I understand and I appreciate the report. I'm a big fat no. Let me be clear. This is about safety in this community. And that's the bottom line. This council continues to roll out the red carpet, continues to put the safety of this community at jeopardy. Not once in the last 24 months. Let's be clear on this. Not once in the last 24 months have we been at full capacity for our shelters. This council has done, and this community has done everything to exceed its requirements. In Vancouver, the homeless people that have got addiction problems and mental issues are running the streets wild. We've got the same thing taking place in this community. You better realize what you're doing. You're attracting individuals to this community that, quite frankly, should be in mental institutions. Let's get it clear here, folks. These people have got some significant issues, and you're allowing them to run freely in this community. You're setting up basically policies to encourage people when we don't have the wraparound services. We don't have the support services to fit the requirements of these people that need these services. All members of this council just got a report that showed very clearly machetes, knives, blades were found at various locations throughout this community. We don't know whether they were placed in there or to be used for further actions. Encouraging these type of individuals to come to this community at this point in time when we don't have the services is wrong. You're jeopardizing the safety of this community. If the province had bucked up and put some money behind where their actions are, we wouldn't be in this position. I refuse to support putting our community at risk, and that is exactly what you're doing. Read the reports. Listen to what staff have been telling you. Last night, 15 people were at the homeless shelter, and they had to call the cops in the back, setting up tents. Let's be clear. Be honest with the public. Stop shrouding in fake policies. The people that are on the streets right now, you guys, you know full damn well that those people have got mental issues. They should not be on the streets. Using a homeless shelter policy to allow these people to run around the streets is wrong. They should be in an institution. They should be forced into involuntary treatment. I'm not going to support it. I think it's a dangerous move, and you gotta shut her down. You're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem because you're only enabling these people and giving them the right to walk around the streets. The mental health crisis is become, Your Worship, the mental health crisis is not a health crisis. It's become a public safety issue. And that's the problem. We do not have these services. This policy, we just spent $100,000 in an emergency because our downtown core is being riddled with crime. Members around this council table have had to walk their own staff at night from their work to their car. We just allocated $100,000 for emergency services. What you're doing here is the people that are staying in these parks, that are staying in key areas of the community, aren't allowed in the shelters. Be upfront about it, you guys. Tell the community what you're doing. It's wrong. You're jeopardizing the safety of our community, our kids, our seniors, and our business community. It is absolutely wrong. You should be ashamed of yourself. This council just did a 3.5-year study, $300,000 to open up the waterfront development. And now you say to the public, oh, we're going to put one of the alternate locations for a homeless shelter, where they can put tents at the end of the lake, where we have spent millions of dollars on trails down by Scout Island. What are you guys honestly thinking? I'm shocked. These people have got mental issues. We should be saying no tents. Mr. Government, we don't have the capacity here. We don't have the services here. Interior Health, you provide the services, or these people have to leave. Stop jeopardizing the community safety. I'm fed up with it. So I'm absolutely 100% opposed to this recommendation, and this council should be embarrassed for rolling the red carpet out, because you're endangering this community, and it's only going to be a matter of time when something serious is going to happen. A guy just got punched in the face and charged in Boytano Park. Less than 4 days ago, we just opened up Boytano Park
washrooms. 48 hours ago, they tried to burn the bloody thing down. The more we give, the more we get taken advantage of. I don't want to jeopardize the community safety. I'm 100% opposed to this, Your Worship. I think it's a crazy, crazy policy. These people need a helping hand. Our golf disc in Boitano Park, do you know what the homeless mental people did the other day? They crapped all over the pods and then wiped it all over the equipment. Just go downtown and talk to the business people. They're struggling. Every day they have to clean up crap. People are exhausted. And now you want to say, hey, we're going to give 2 alternate sites. I could understand it, folks, if the shelters were full. But the shelters aren't full. And all you're doing is waving a big flag. Come on to Williams Lake. We feel sorry for you. Well, enough is enough. The policy has failed. The provincial government has a responsibility. Clean up their act. No more letting people into the community that have got these types of problems. We don't have the services. And that's the bottom line. I think it's crazy. I won't be supporting the recommendation. It's out of control.
Point well taken. Thank you very much. With a very passionate speech, Councillor Nelson. Councillor Lyon, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I really appreciate that the report highlighted several times that it won't, like this policy will not be used unless the shelters are full. As Councillor Nelson pointed out, they haven't been full in 24 months, so likely chances are we'll never have to actually use this policy. It does state repeatedly, we will not be using this policy unless the shelters are full. This is a safety net for us. But besides the point, I was actually wondering, and I apologize if this was already discussed, I missed the last meeting because of the BIA AGM, but when it comes to the porta potties, you said they're costing us $130 a day. Is that in maintenance or is that a rental?
Please.
Your Worship, to Councillor Lyons, it is in the rental for the 2 of them, but that includes daily clean out and basically weekly emptying them.
So I was just taking a quick look at what they cost, and they average around $2,500 for basic ones. Would it be more cost effective for us to purchase 2 of them and then it's a part of our own maintenance, or is that still going to basically equal out to the same?
Your Worship, Councillor Lyons, our city staff deal with enough things like this, so
Fair
when
enough.
it comes down to this, we have our park staff doing parks work, we have our streets staff doing potholes, we have our recreational staff doing recreational things, and I really don't want to have 2 people cleaning washrooms all day for porta potties, so that's why we
fair.
contract.
I
this.
figured I'd ask.
Yeah, so, and then in addition to that, when we did procure this, we told them not to bring their best stock because they will get thundered,
Yeah.
right? They are not long for this world. Right?
Every time I walk past it, because I do park in Spirit Square, and every day I walk past, go, "Oh, it's still
Yeah.
there, and it's still standing, and it's still," but yeah, I wondered how long.
Our staff have their hands full with just Boitano washroom, with Kiwanis washroom, with Scott Island washroom, and adding 2 more porta potties solely for overnight use when our business people or our people recreating in the parks wouldn't be using them anyways. Just doesn't seem. We're solely doing these porta potties for one purpose.
Fair enough. Thank you.
2 bits from me. I totally agree with what Councillor Nelson said. Enough is enough. We have to put our foot down. But the problem I'm having is, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't do. When I was talking to the staff has assured me this is the only tool they had. There's no other tool to have a control over these people. I'm willing to give them, help them every which way they need it, but when they refuse the help, then my hands are tied. I'm going to support it. There are other resolutions to come in. Part of the main resolution was, it was a very long and healthy discussion, committee of the whole. After 9 months, we will get the report back. Other municipalities have done that, and Supreme Court have fined them. I totally understand. I sympathize with the business community. I wish I can tell them something different. On the other side, look at our roads. Look at the potholes we have to fill up every day. Look at the cost rising every day for anything and everything. And now council approved another $100,000. These are the costs. On the other side, Your council is trying to save every penny we can, everywhere we can, either traveling or whatever way we can. So it's a tough situation. I'm going to wait. Council Flashpoller have already asked a report every 3 month or quarterly report. And 9 month of the final report would come from the staff. And then we can deal with it. In the meantime, I know within the 9 month, we all